Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.
I'm appalled at what you said on that pod thing. It's disgusting.
This is the After the Show podcast. It's where we get honest and real with yo ass. So sit back, relax, have a blast, cause it's time for the After the Show podcast.
Hello, welcome to Thursday. This is what we got for you, bitches. It's the After the Show podcast, yeah. Got some Baron Jaeger buzz.
Ooh. Did they
cranking
take that
through here?
They took the bottle, didn't they?
Yeah, that's a good thing.
Semantics.
I don't know. It's got a whiskey in it this year. It is definitely stronger.
Do you feel a little bit, Mama?
I felt it instantly with that one shot we did. I was like,
Goes right in your veins, huh?
Hit me in my tits.
You gotta be a little down sometimes. You see me and the witch having all this fun.
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Over there,
yeah,
just chained to the board.
It'd be nice to jump in. Yeah, if people don't know, there's FCC regulation about running a broadcast radio station while drinking alcohol.
You know, so many radio people drink and broadcast behind that board.
Yeah, but it just takes one time getting caught.
Yeah.
It's not worth it. Kevin, you have too much to lose.
Yeah, not to mention I really would just lose my mind and I'd forget. I think we're on the After the Show podcast. I'd drop an S-bomb or something. Be like, whoa, what did he, the host just, whoa, what's going on?
People ask me that all the time. They go, how do you guys not swear on the regular show and then go on the podcast and then let it loose?
Yeah, it is tough. I mean, you always have to have that awareness. And that probably is a big part of, my fear. Even, the government could get me in trouble and could end my career. But I think probably the bigger part of it is just, I would get a little bit too loose, and I'd forget that fear of saying a word that I cannot say on the regular show. I got a beer now, though.
Does it start with an F or a C? I guess both.
I don't drop a lot of C curse words.
Okay, there's a couple C words. Cock, sucker.
Yeah, I don't say that often.
You should.
I know, it's a fun word.
To your kids.
It's a good one, though.
Hey, you little cocksucker.
If you get mad at
it is a fun word.
If you're like that motherfucking cocksucker. Like, it does have a ring to it. You're like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, in fact, that would be a good topic of curse words we really should be using more. Because, I think a lot of times we don't put a lot of creativity into it. We drop, S-bombs, F-bombs, whatever, and those are the two you use that just come to mind. But you're right. I mean, get a good cocksucker in there.
I know you were thinking about the mother of all words. I know. I'm talking about CS.
Cocksucker?
Yeah, cocksucker.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I don't know how you rank them. I mean, to me, it's all silly. Cursing is just
I'm the same way with you, man.
It shouldn't be where you're not allowed to curse. Like,
it's an odd thing.
It's a word. It doesn't mean, like, you're a terrible person just because you drop a F-bomb.
I get comments sometimes from people on social media go, Jason, you have a potty mouth. Your mom and Ann would be so disappointed. I'm like, motherfucker, I learned it from them.
Yeah. How many times do you have to bleep them?
What are you talking about? We did not grow up in a house where swear words were considered bad. Now, like you've talked about with Rocco, my parents made sure, look, you don't go on public, you don't say this stuff, and you don't use anything to try to make someone feel bad with it. But,
right.
But if you're going, that motherfucking cocksucker, like, that's fair game, right?
It's just a matter of knowing your audience. You just always
True.
err on the side of caution. Then unless you really know that somebody's fine with, saltier language, then just, don't do it. But that's really about it. That's my thought.
What is more offensive, cocksucker or dick licker?
Dick licker is
Dick licker is more funny.
It's gentle. Like cock sucking seems like it's rough. Like dick licking. It's more gentle.
You're right.
And that's why I think it doesn't rank as harsh.
Do the two.
It is.
Yes.
You're right.
Compare and
Yes.
contrast.
You're right. If someone's talking
come over
shit,
here and lick and suck my cock, and I'll tell you that it
Bird?
will definitely be of a different nature. One
After
one will be gentle. One you could play a love song for.
You're right.
And the other you need to play like heavy metal.
you could write a beautiful song to dick licker.
Yes. It could be like a poem. There can be poetry around it, but the other one is just, it's tough. It's violent. Yes. That's just I could be completely wrong. That's just my feeling on it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of people that try to make other people feel bad because they swear. I'm like, that does not make you a bad person because you have a potty mouth.
It really doesn't.
Yeah. It's, for me, though, because, I grew up and I'd never, ever, it's rare I've ever said a swear word in front of my parents, and not without getting massive negative feedback about saying that curse word. Maybe 2 or 3 in my lifetime I've said.
In front of your parents?
Maybe, and that's pushing. And that was in those raucous teen years.
Oh, me too. I remember I dropped the F-bomb, like in anger, to my mom, because I think I've told this story before. She wouldn't let me see the movie Powder because the director had the allegations of being a child molester, and she's like, "You're not going to see Powder." I'm like, "Mom, everybody in high school's going. The hottest girls go. Please, Mom, I just want to talk to her. You're not going to Powder." I'm like, "Fuck."
And what'd she say?
We got into a fight, and I punched the door. I'm like, "Fuck this shit." And then, "Don't you ever do that again." And then, we made up. And I ended up going to Powder.
You did?
Yeah, it was weird with my mom. It was, if you fought for what you wanted and she took the time to kind of relax, she might come back and go, "All right, you can go." It was weird. But then other times she'd be like, "No, you're not going to do that because..."
So my wife, Kim, is just like that. Where, my daughter, I talk to her and she'll be all upset because my wife will have a hard stance on something. Be like, "That's not happening, blah, blah, blah." And my daughter gets all upset. Even my son, too, my older one. And they're like, "Oh," and they want to keep fighting with her. I'm like, "Don't." I'm like, "Here's what you do." I'm like, "Just step back." I'm like, because you'll never win in the heated moment with Kim. Mexican Queen does not, in that moment, it doesn't matter what you do. She will blow up planet Earth.
Same thing with my mom. You'll never win a fight in the moment because she just was such a big personality, man, and she was the law of the house.
Yeah, they got the same psychosis mentality, whatever it might be. And I'm like, just happened 3 months ago probably. And she stepped back, and sure enough, the next day she got her way and got to do what she wanted to do. Because I'm like, just be like, okay. Just she needs time to absorb it. She's going to be a concrete wall until she has time to sit back, be calm, and think about the situation. It doesn't matter if she's wrong, she will still press on.
Yeah, and like you're saying, because you tell me stories about the Queen, and it does remind me of my mom about things that dig their heels in on. Yeah. For example, I was allowed to watch HBO and anything on HBO, but for whatever reason, I was not allowed to watch The Simpsons. And I would try to argue.
Rationally, it doesn't make any sense.
Mom, one's a cartoon, I'm watching sex stuff. "No, you're not watching The Simpsons. It's going to make you a foul-mouthed little brat." I'm like, what?
She didn't want you to turn out like Bart.
I wasn't allowed to watch that or Married with Children, but I could watch all of this fucked up shit on HBO.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Never could.
It's not about rationale, and I think it's just, and she probably saw it because he was a disrespectful little kid. She probably had that in her mind, that was the bigger problem than it was the language or whatever.
And my mom was a product of the media hysteria. If something in the media was going on, my mom and Ann were all over it, and they thought it was going to happen to us all the time.
Yeah. So that was, and sometimes it's just when people are that way. That's why I tell you the thing that I'm starting to realize the older I get, the most important thing you can know is psychology. And it really is everything. If you really understand, even if you didn't do it, I never did psychology in college, but now I read so much on psychology and why we are the way we are and different personality sets and how they react, because that's what life is. It's a dance. It's a finesse. And you have to understand who you're dancing with. And you have to say, okay, some people want you to lead, other people want to lead. And you got to figure out, okay, in this dance, to ultimately get what I want, how do you dance to get the end result so it looks great?
Well, coming from a big family and being raised by the same people, everybody turned out a little bit different. That's why I'm not a big fan of when people speak for one whole entire group. We're fucking onions, baby. We're all layered. We can come from the same mom and dad and still be very different. Same, but different.
Yeah, no, definitely. And you have to understand how each person is and how they're wired, because that's how you need to treat them to get ultimately how you want them to behave.
It's kind of like Big Brother. I would approach Kevin differently than I would approach Virginia. If I wanted the same thing from you both, my approach would be different.
Yeah. What do you want from me?
I want, some of that
What?
That biscuit, the food.
What?
No.
You want that biscuit?
No, not your biscuit. That is the
Wow.
wrong. I've been wanting to eat.
That's quite a. That's
I'm
not
blushing.
A good, that's not a good proposition there.
I've been wanting to eat biscuits.
You what?
I'm not.
What? You want to eat her biscuit? And
Shaybird.
apparently he wants to eat mine too. He's just going to go about it different ways.
I hope Panda's not
But
listening.
he's going to get what he wants.
Yeah.
No.
He's just going to figure it out.
I have been wanting to eat buttermilk biscuits for a while.
How do you know my biscuit is buttermilk?
I haven't had any biscuits in a minute. So it was the first food. I could tell, too. I was pausing. I want to eat your biscuit. Biscuit doesn't
It feels bad. It
doesn't
feels
feel right.
wrong.
It doesn't feel right. But side note, I really am in the mood for some buttermilk biscuits.
Okay.
You are, huh?
Big time. Real buttery, real thick, real flaky.
Have you ever had buttermilk?
Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
It's very funny.
Oh, it is.
We had some in the fridge because I cook with it sometimes. It's like thick, sour milk. And it was in there sitting right next to the regular milk. And Rocco put it on his cereal. He was so pissed.
He should be. That's totally fucked, man. You try to get your Fruity Pebbles on, you got sour-ass milk.
He's just recently learned how to pour his own milk into his own bowl. He puts it on the floor, sets it all up. He's so proud of himself. But yeah, not a fan of buttermilk.
I don't blame
Yeah.
the kid.
Oh, it's jarring.
It is.
I think does anybody I did. Yeah, there were a couple farm boys that used to drink it back in.
But were they
They
drinking
drank
it?
that and goat's milk.
Were they drinking it because they're like, I just want to prove to the world we're fucking farm boys? Or do they really like it?
No, they really liked it.
Okay.
Yeah, they would do that, and they would eat onions just like it was an apple. Same thing with tomatoes. I was just like,
Wow.
yeah. That's why I'm just like, I don't belong here.
Are you?
I'm too
That's
soft.
why I had to get out. I'm like, no one's like me.
These pungent foods are too much for my tender tummy.
They really were. I make the world's worst farm boy. I am not good.
I don't
at it.
know. I think I would.
Yeah, no, you and I together, that'd actually be very entertaining. Javer and I working on a farm.
Try
doing
to run a
special-
farm.
That'd be a reality show. I'd be scared to milk the cow for the cow would bite me.
They do such manly shit. It's amazing.
I know, man.
You're just like, how are you doing that?
I grew up so soft.
Yes. I hear you. Technology, we talk about that a good bit. That's an interesting story that Thumbelina sent us. Are RoboCops useful? What really can they do?
She sent me this. I was going to do on the Weird Whatever, and we just didn't get to it. It's really good.
Yeah, those Nightscope security robots. There was a woman in a park near Los Angeles that saw people fighting and tried to summon help via a police robot. I don't know if we have these in South Florida. I've never seen them, but California does all kinds of weird shit, and so they got these little robots that go by. And the robot merely told her to step out of the way and continued along its predetermined route. No help came until the spectators called 911 directly, raising the question, what, if any, function these robots are actually supposed to serve? It just sounds like they, put them on the streets probably too early. Probably for a false sense of confidence that, our city is safe. We got police robots. I mean, yeah, having something that's out that may be stationary that gives you a camera view or something along those lines. But, I mean, that's the problem. Robots, I'm talking about psychology. That's the one thing they're getting is robots seem to be having a hard time. And I don't know, with artificial intelligence, maybe they'll get to a point where they can read body language and get a tone. That's the one thing that we are biologically wired to be able to do as humans. You can sense things. And some people are more wired to it than others, but if you're really wired for it, you're like, I just got a weird feeling about this. And it's all in the tone or the position of the body, the hands on the hips, whatever it might be.
A robot will never be able to be a better empath than a good, tuned-in human.
Right.
There's no way, no how, no ever.
I know you're not going to believe me, but you were saying that. I swear to you, I sensed Jimmy John's was here downstairs. I looked down there. There was a Jimmy John's car down there. Look, if you don't believe me.
Well, for us to have believed you, you should have said, wait, I got to check. I sense there's a Jimmy John's car, and then you're looking at me like there's a Jimmy John's car. Now it just sounds like bullshit.
Oh,
Now it sounds like you looked out there, saw a Jimmy John's, and then went, guys, guess what?
Well, first of all, I don't talk like that. And second of all, I'm not lying, so fuck off. Not you, Virginia, as a woman, but just as you and Kevin as
No,
a...
I should fuck off. I should.
You just should.
I really should.
It's not actually your psychic abilities that somebody's emailed about. It's Virginia's.
Ooh.
Yes.
Marco said that I'm not really a strong believer in psychics or ghosts, but Virginia's had some prophetic dreams that I find interesting that she's talked about. She dreamed of baby Jaybird drowning, then weeks later, Ann passed away. So the dream was about Bird crying from the loss. The next one is about her on a boat going really fast and crashing. I'm not sure about this one, but it could be about the Bahamas or something else more personal. And the latest one is her dream about Kevin going to Texas and getting fired from your boss. But then in Texas, he talked about the people that he saw that had fired you guys in Miami. They're all there. It's crazy, but maybe we're diving into. Maybe she actually was seeing that our old employers, and they all were there. I mean, from the CEO of the company that was in the final meeting that let us go, to the local market manager that was there, to the programming head that was there. They were all there. All of them were there.
That was the combination.
There were 4 of them, I think, that were in on the firing, and all 4 of them were there.
That was the quickest / longest firing ever, because we knew we were going to get fired for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we finally got fired. It took about 6 seconds.
Yeah, guys, we still think it's working out. We're not going to renew the contract. Cool.
All right,
Good.
bye. All right, cool.
see ya.
Sweet. And we all left. And that's the last time we ever stepped in that building.
Yeah, we were like, yep, cool, got it.
I remember you were out in the building pretty quick in the car not long after the firing.
Yeah, well, I'd figured it out when they finally buried us with the music, and I had been, talking to our agent. I'm just like, it was really just, I was having some problems, a lot of problems, and I just said, I need to get out of here. And so I'd fire that last song, I grabbed my bag, and I had the back staircase that was right there, and I parked my car right by it.
I know, we all
And
did.
I remember I would be pulling out of Miami while the last song that I just played was still playing, and I'm driving back to Palm Beach.
I went a different way. I went across the street to that sub place I loved. I
Yeah.
ordered 4 subs.
That was a shitty sub place.
That was not a shit. We do not.
the little one.
I love that
It was
place.
right across the street.
I went there a lot.
Ugh.
Well, you're in fucking DeQuesta, so it didn't have shrimp eyes, Kev, so she didn't like it.
You don't
I'm
eat
down
the
with that.
eyes.
But yeah, I loaded up on subs because I knew I wasn't going back to that sub place ever again. Sayonara.
Yeah. Rachel Lee asked in the chat room, Kevin, have you seen those people again, and do you think they regretted firing you? I don't know about regrets.
No, they don't regret.
I don't think they regret because, ultimately what they wanted, we just didn't fit. They had a different manager in there. I think we told the story. And he envisioned one thing, and then when, he left 3 days after we signed our contract and went to L.A., then the people came in. They wanted a Hispanic show in there that played a lot of music, and that's just what they wanted.
A lot of music.
A lot of music, and they figured, hey, paying for a bigger show that's got, look around. We got 5 people here that, are working for us.
And ain't no one of them Hispanic.
Yeah, no, none of us are
No.
Hispanic.
We got a Jewish guy. We got an Asian guy. I'm
Italian.
Forget about.
I'm 10% Hispanic, but I don't think they want that.
No, you sound like a Southern man.
Hey, you're Italian, and Kevin, you're just a straight up white guy.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's from Ohio. Look at him.
Yeah.
Translucent. Some said.
That's it. So yeah, we didn't fit with it. I get it. I mean, if you were hard fast on that was the brand of your radio station, that needed to be the feel of it, then yeah, we weren't the right show. But it's just unfortunate that that's what happens. The decision maker who had his vision was completely gone when he left 3 days later, which to me, the only thing is, I haven't seen him since. And I just be going, why, if you knew you were leaving, 3 days, you had to know that this was in the works. Why would you pull the trigger on bringing in a show when you knew you were out the door? Like, you should have at least given us a heads up. If I would have known this guy's quitting in 3 days, we're absolutely not taking this job.
Maybe he thought he was setting everything up and he was going to leave it in hands that were going to be capable to make it awesome. Maybe that's the way he was thinking.
Yeah, I know, and I am confident. I will tell you this: if they would have done what they said, they had I think $500,000 set aside for marketing. They realized it was going to take at least 3 years, so there was a 3-year commitment, $500,000 in marketing, and we were going to be all over the place, and we were going to be doing exactly what we were doing at Wild, but down there. So it meant like no music, just doing the KVJ show. If they would have stuck with that, I think we would have been successful. I mean, honestly, to me, I'll stand by that. You know, we joke about being fired and all that, but I still stand by. We would have won.
I know we would have.
And we do well now.
I never give a shit about
Yeah.
what any of the articles said or what any of the haters said, because I know in my heart, if we would have got a legit shot, we absolutely would have
I'd
been
put
great
us up
in Miami.
against any morning show they have in Miami, and
Totally.
that's even the syndicated one. So yeah, I mean, I'm confident we would have won. So they should feel regret and be like, man, we should have stuck with the plan. But they, like I said, we do not fit into. They wanted to have that consistent feel morning through night, and that's probably the right move. That we want to feel Hispanic and like we are the radio station for Hialeah.
We didn't have the right weapons to go to war with. We just didn't. They took everything away that we were good at. We just couldn't do any of our shit.
And the original deal was supposed to pump us back into West Palm.
Yes.
So the whole time we would have been on that station in Miami.
Yeah.
But then also still on Wild 95.5 in West Palm, not losing any of the West Palm coverage. All the way to the Treasure Coast, but yet just growing and adding a Miami, Lauderdale base.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was just going to say, yeah, we'd have done events up here, but we would have just, done some. And I even told people when we were on WAD, I'm like, because we had people that were right at that cutoff line, right at the airport in Fort Lauderdale where Wild 95.5 signal died out. And I said, that's always our dream, is to cover all of South Florida. And that was always the goal of KVJ, yeah.
It would have covered everything.
Yeah.
And given that budget and 3 years to make it happen, bitch, please.
It was the combination. Two things happened where I knew we were really in trouble. We went to Jacksonville and that terrible conference happened.
The worst.
I wish the audience could have been there just so they know. It was such a movie moment. It was really rough.
We were trying to smile and be like positive.
We had to submit,
ride back.
Well, we had to submit a bit, and the wrong bit got submitted, and we had to listen through this audio with all of our peers through the entire company, and it was the wrong. It was.
I think honestly, looking back at that, I think what it was I think the corporate head, he loved that one bit that we didn't even love ourselves, and he said that this needs to be your signature bit.
That's why. Yeah, he was in our head.
He pulled the audible.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't like our audio. He's like, no, and he was telling us what KVJ should be, and that's a problem. When you got a corporate programming guy telling you what your show should be, and he was telling us what bits we should do, and he said, and you need to do this bit, which we all hated, once an hour. Then we're
once
just like
an hour.
Then we're just like, this is
stupid. We would never even do
No.
something once a day.
I don't think. I mean, I don't know if you guys remember this, but he was kind of mansplaining how to do our own Drunk Roll Trivia. He was taking Drunk Roll Trivia and like a 30-minute fucking speech about this is what you got to do, and then he tried to act like he invented Drunk Roll Trivia. I'm like, motherfucker, please.
Yeah, no, it was not gonna work. And so I mean, we got, and they used a 3-month sample where it's like, yeah, the ratings were just not as good as they wanted them to be, and like going, yep, see, KVJ's not gonna work. But I'm like, there was no marketing. They didn't put one penny into marketing.
4 songs an hour mixed with a very long commercial break.
They gave us a lot, and we actually turned around. We were number 1 in West Palm from a Miami station, which, so the audience didn't go. So the content was fine. It was doing all right, but they were like, oh, yeah, Miami just doesn't like this show. And I'm like, all right. That's why, to me, what would be really good is for our company here to really invest in this and say, yeah, let's really start marketing you guys in Broward and Miami-Dade and treating it like we do Palm Beach, and then just go down there and kick the shit out of everybody. Like, that would be very satisfying for me.
Love it.
It's attainable. All it needs is marketing.
Yeah, that's really
and
it.
You think there's money in Palm Beach County? Go see Broward and Dade. It's a whole different ballpark down there.
Mm-hmm.
The rates are more. Everything's more. It's just it's different.
Yeah, we just take a different strategy we have now, and so we're not there yet. But who knows?
Yeah. Other than my mom dying, that was the weirdest time of my life down in Miami. That was fucking odd, man.
It was odd.
That was weird.
Talking weird dreams here. Cutler Bay's Josh R. There you go. Those are our southern listeners. Said, thank you guys way too often. I just had a dream about the 3 of you. Funny part is none of you in this dream were like what you are on air. Virginia was actually super prim and proper, and she didn't want to have more than 2 drinks. She was very reserved. Kevin was the crazy one with shot after shot, and he was shirtless. Again, it was a dream. And the weirdest was Jaybird. He was wearing his black turtleneck, he had glasses, and was speaking in a British accent.
That's
Cy Dobbins.
Not a fake one like size, he says. When I asked Jason why he was speaking like that, he admitted he's actually British, but had to hide it for South Florida radio. Needless to say, it was a weird dream.
He's actually British.
Oh, and bad news for Suits. Guess who's coming into town tomorrow?
Cy Dobbins.
Motherfucking Cy Dobbins.
But it did get me thinking, which one of you is least like your on-air persona? Do you ever feel like you have to be on, especially at public events?
Yes.
I don't know. Least? I don't know. I'm pretty much it, but I'm reserved. That shirtless dude, yeah, I still got the rager in me. I've always been, but yeah, I definitely put a lid on that a good bit.
Yeah, I think people would think I'm going to, if you come up and meet me, I'm going to go, motherfucker, you got some barbecue sauce? Let me chug it. And it's not usually like that. I think they think I'm going to turn
maybe
into
you are. I think you probably
stunt
are.
Guy,
But we're all different depending when and where you catch us.
You are completely right. You get a couple drinks in us, I think we're going to be over the top.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if I had a couple drinks and be like, Bird, chuck some barbecue sauce. I'm like, fuck yeah, well, let's do it.
Let's do this.
So I think that's probably the way that would go down.
But I think we're all pretty much the same, though.
I hope so.
For the most part.
For the most part.
Jamie, who won a little bit of help here, said ongoing problem at Walton Rocks Beach in Port St. Lucie, Hutchinson Island. This beach is the one and only beach of its kind in the area. Talking about a dog beach, you're allowed to take your dogs off leash. They can run free as long as they don't show any signs of aggression. I've been coming to this beach for 16 years with various dogs, and over the last few years, fishing has become a problem. They fish from the entrance, and dogs like mine think throwing a toy out to sea, and they want to go get it. They also cut up and discard bait, and the beach leaving rotting scraps dogs have eaten. I called St. Lucie County Parks and Rec. They forwarded me to tourism, who, of course, not called back or answered. Helped me to get fishing prohibited on the one true dog beach. Sincerely, little doggy in a Jeep, a.k.a. Jamie. Yeah, I don't know much about the dog beach there in Port St. Lucie. I assume there's tons of beaches to go fishing from, and that would be nice to have one where you can fish and one where you can bring your dogs.
Just look, do this. Train your dog to bite fishermen.
The dog beach in Juneau, that's the place where I was running. I had my headphones on, and I didn't have my dog with me. I'm just running because it's my favorite part of the Juneau beach. And this big-ass Marmaduke of a dog basically just from behind tackles me. I fall over. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I'm then getting mugged on the beach. And then I look over, and there's the dog owner. Doesn't say sorry or anything. It's the dog beach. And that's all she said. The dog runs off after it fucking took me out.
That's pretty messed up.
So messed
If
up.
my dog would have tackled somebody, I would not be shrugging and going, nah, dog beach. It's your fault, asshole.
I can still see her face. She goes, dog beach.
Dog beach.
You should have just walked up to her and just spit in her face.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good. That's a solid move, Virginia.
Dog beach.
That's good advice.
Just what you want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bert, spit in a woman's face. Shouldn't cause any trouble.
Great advice.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine if you actually lived by how Virginia gave you recommendations.
I'd be so fucked.
Your life would be. I mean, you think you got problems now?
I honestly think I'm doing pretty good right now.
Yeah.
That's the sad thing.
You're liked at least. You would have all these problems, and people would hate you.
I mean, what an aggressive move. Just to spit in anybody's face.
It is pretty aggressive.
Well, you take the sand that you just ate because the dog jumped on you, and you spit that in her face.
A couple times at the Juneau Beach, me and my ex-girlfriend were having a little picnic there, and we are sitting there, and we are in the midst of a kiss, and all of a sudden, a fucking frisbee hits me in the face mid-kiss. I thought I was getting shot. Dog beach.
Dog beach.
Throwing it to this big-ass German
Why do
ship.
you go to dog beach?
Because a lot of times I don't realize it's the dog beach. There's a part of Juneau that I love, and sometimes there's no dogs there. Sometimes there's a billion dogs there. It is so beautiful, the area I go to. I love it. I don't know what to tell you, Virginia. I love what I love.
Gotta take the good and the bad.
Just keep going out there then. Getting dog fucked and frisbee whacked.
I totally got dog fucked.
That dog took you.
I mean, I wish you guys could have seen this frisbee hit me in the face in mid-kiss. It was a viral video. There's no way it wouldn't have been. Dude, me and my ex-girl, we were so confused. It took us a good 10 seconds to realize, I think it's a frisbee, because then the fucking dog runs up to grab the frisbee.
You know, it kind of makes me wonder if they did it on purpose or not.
Oh, that's funny.
It was a direct hit right in the grill.
Yeah, because I mean, if somebody's throwing a frisbee, you typically look in the direction you're throwing first.
I don't know, maybe caught the wind. I don't know.
Could have been an accident, but yeah.
It was,
they might have done it on purpose.
Looking back, it was a good time.
Maybe
Yeah.
it was an ex-girlfriend out there with her dog and a frisbee.
No, I remember that day though. Yeah,
What day?
the
Oh,
day
the
of
frisbee.
Yeah, yeah, we won't get into that.
Yeah, okay.
Now you just go to the dog beach alone.
All right, don't be a dick. I'm already starting to beat myself up over here.
Does sound rough, doesn't
Pile on Sinicki over here.
it? I don't know that this would be, bad, but they were saying just how much people eat alone today. Do you guys? Does it make you sad to eat alone,
Nope.
or are you? Yeah, I was
Love
gonna
it,
say
actually.
I am completely fine with it. Some people look at eating. Maybe it's how you grew up. Like people are like, oh, it's supposed to be something that is interactive and it's about coming together. But to me, I got the different mentality. I'm just eating and.
I got so much shit from my family because I went to the ale house alone, and other friends too. Like, you're eating at a table by yourself in public. I'm like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Why is that a big deal?
I don't think it's a big deal.
You'd eat alone, wouldn't you?
All the time.
Me too.
I love to travel and eat alone, be alone, sightsee alone.
You did that in Oregon.
I did. I loved it.
Some people actually like to be alone. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
I am a person. I love people, but I really do. I need my alone time.
If you have kids, you really wish you were alone.
I get it, man. I mean, you guys will come in here with some of your relationship drama, doing the show, and you'll say something fucked up, and you're dealing with shit mentally. Then you have to go back home and deal with other shit. I don't know how you do it.
Well, I think the part of it is it takes energy. Anything takes energy. And, it's good being around other humans, but it still takes energy.
And you have to be flexible, too, because everybody in the group gets a say. That's what every group I'm ever in. Everybody's got an opinion. When I'm by myself, there's only one fucking opinion.
Yes.
It's mine.
Right.
I go where I want. I eat what I want. I do what I want. And nobody tells me different.
Amen.
I don't get that very often.
I don't want people to think that I hate people. I don't. But there are moments where people are not needed. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
That's why I think it's good to be alone sometimes. And yeah, eating alone, it's like, gosh, it's so quiet. This is nice.
Yeah, there's a stigma. Oh, if you're alone, you're all sad. No, I'm pretty fucking happy, actually.
They say the average American now eats 387 meals alone each year, but 2/3 of us don't feel like we're really eating alone as long as we got our phone with us. So that's one thing. People plug into that, and I don't. And 68% of us even look forward to it. So, about 7 out of 10 people are like, yeah, this is great. I'm cool with that.
I usually eat late in the day, so I'm really ravenous when I'm going to start to eat. I don't want someone to see me in that state, especially a chick. I don't want some chick that I'm trying to get with see me. I mean, fucking just get down on some
the
pancakes.
things that I do.
Oh my gosh! You don't want that, do you? I mean, you're married, so it doesn't really matter because everything's over.
Yeah, everything is over.
Everything is over.
All your dreams and hopes,
It's all over.
your own thoughts, it's over.
It's just all over.
Oh, much like this show.
Just like
That's
this
how we
podcast.
ended.
It's over. Virginia's sadness. Her real thought.
I was just kidding, but then she agreed with me.
Yeah, you're right. It's over. All right, we'll be more optimistic and fun tomorrow. It's Friday, bitches. Yeah.
Hey!
We'll talk to you then. Goodbye.
Cleveland Clinic, Florida provides individualized treatment plans for excellent outcomes of health problems ranging from the most common to the most complex, even in cases considered untreatable by others. Cleveland Clinic, Florida. Every life deserves world-class care.